Are you wondering what it needs for building success in any area of your life? Have you ever seen a long line of dominoes falling? It only needs a little push for the first domino to trigger the next domino to fall, until the whole line has collapsed. Now, imagine that one domino can tip another domino that is twice as tall, and so on. By the 23rd domino, we could knock over the Eiffel Tower. What could this analogy possibly show? It shows that if we narrow our focus on the one thing that is capable of producing the greatest effect, this one thing can have enough power to make all other things unimportant or unnecessary. So, why don't we find out and do our most important thing? The one thing. Have you ever heard of the Pareto Principle? Pareto has shown in 1896 in Italy that 80% of the land was owned by 20% of the population. Applied to more general cases, the principle states that about 80% of the effects come from 20% of the invested efforts. It has been proven that 80% of revenues come from 20% of the clients. Why should it be different in our daily lives? Only 20% of all the things we do generate 80% of the results. Most of us are familiar with to-do lists. They are a very practical tool to manage one's daily life. However, in many cases, those lists contain everything that comes to our mind. Every little thing that we do not want to forget and that we simply have to do somehow. However, those lists do not consider that only 20% of all those things are creating 80% of the results. Therefore, a more intelligent alternative to the long to-do list should be success lists. A success list distinguishes the could-dos from the really important should-dos, things that most effectively bring us closer to our goals. Now, if we were to follow Pareto and apply it to the extreme, we should actually pick among all the should-dos only those that matter the most. As a result, we will end up with the one thing that eventually becomes the thing which generates 80% of our results. In order to get the one big thing, go small and recycle your to-do list. Go extreme and really concentrate on the one thing that matters the most, and stop ticking off every little thing that might not even contribute to 1% of the results. This is our takeaway number 1. Not everything has the same importance. Have you ever tried doing 2 things at the same time? We can be talking to another person while going for a walk, for instance. But if we encounter a steep slope, the conversation usually stops, temporarily at least. Similarly, when solving a complicated equation, we are not usually thinking about what we will be doing on Saturday night. Our brain is simply not made to focus on 2 things at once. Consequently, every time we try to focus on 2 or more different tasks, we end up alternating between them. While this is true, it has a cost. It not only costs us the time we would need for each task individually, but also the time between the different tasks, the unproductive time of distraction. We seem to already know this. For instance, we do not want a pilot or a doctor to focus on solving an equation while flying or performing surgery. From this example, we know that multitasking is unproductive and can even be risky. Many might now feel as though discipline is in fact the key to success. We often feel like with more discipline at work, at the gym, or with our diet, we would be more successful. However, success is not about being disciplined, but much more about doing the right things again and again, in order to turn them into powerful habits. In fact, it takes 66 days of discipline to develop and anchor a new routine. After this crucial period, the routine becomes a habit that we execute automatically and therefore that does not require much discipline anymore. So rather than aiming for constant and continuous discipline, we should instead use discipline only for the time it takes us to develop a new habit, one that in the long run supports us in attaining our goals. This is takeaway number 2, concentration without discipline. Willpower can be defined as the ability to control your own thoughts and is decisive in the way we behave. It has been shown that judges decide more in favor for prisoners at the beginning of the day and after each break. On the other hand, decisions are less satisfying for the accused the farther in time it is for the last meal. In short, when willpower is low, people fall back in their default mode and struggle more to make difficult decisions. Willpower is one of our most valuable, however also very restricted resources for success. The more things we do, the less willpower we have for remaining tasks. Consequently, every little decision we make in the morning decreases our willpower. Choosing between going for a run or reading the paper, what clothes to wear, whether to take the bike or the car, and how to resist the cake your colleague brought to work, already take away a huge part of our daily willpower. Turning as many things into habits as possible saves us tremendous willpower that we can dedicate to the most important decisions only. Here are 2 important factors to consider in order to get most out of our daily supply of willpower. First, do the most important things, your one thing, early. As every single decision we take diminishes our willpower, the beginning of our day is also when our supply of willpower peaks. Second, feed your willpower. Do not allow it to suffer from wrong or low nutritional intake. Willpower requires a lot of energy. Do you know that feeling when you're very hungry and you have to make a difficult decision? It might make you feel grumpy and feel like you're not able to do anything right anymore. Willpower is one of the first muscles to suffer from a lack of energy. Eating regularly and well allows you to preserve your willpower for as long as possible. Here's takeaway number 3. Willpower is a limited resource. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for watching. I'm looking forward to see you soon.